came around to say hello. One, I'm so fly. You took a nosedive. Careful when you play on my level. For you it's so. Hey, hello.
Motorola Razer 50 Ultra. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
Suhel Seth, is the opposition giving media in India lectures, giving the Prime Minister in India lectures? What is their own record, number one? And number two, why are we always looking for validation, or why are we always looking at the colonial example which we jump at, as both Ashwini and Somnath Bharti ji have done?
I'm actually very disappointed with Somnath comparing himself to a cockroach. Because I would have expected a better description of his remarkable achievements. And I'm not being sarcastic. Somnath has had mega achievements. He's a lawyer. He's with Aam Aadmi Party, whose founder swore he would never get into politics in a press conference. But that is the past. I have only 4 points to make. Number one, it is no one's business to question my country's press freedom when a Somnath Bharti or a Rahul Gandhi or a Priyanka Gandhi, and all within their rights, can say anything they want and not be punished. The only person who got punished was Bhavna Kishore, as Navika Kumar told you. Number two, Somnath, you're a reasonably bright man. Just because you have to defend the indefensible doesn't mean you have to lose your intellectual sheen. You and I both know that that question was not a question. It was a statement, it was agenda-driven, and it was in every which way rude and intemperate. The word intemperate you should Google, because you're an erudite man. Number three, it is no one's business to say that when there is a press statement, it should be a press conference. And the MEA invited this lady, who, by the way, has now made a career for herself by aligning herself with India's opposition, not knowing that the fate she will receive. Because India's opposition only does press conferences. It's about time that they started winning elections. Elections are not won by how, conveniently you answer questions. Now let's come to history. Since, Somnath talked about history, and Ashwini K. Mishra, who's now been defined as a leader of the Congress party, which to my mind is a great thing. It's better to be a leader than to be a spokesperson. Ashwini, the emergency was actually the upholding of the freedoms of the press, right? It wasn't. Everyone has erred, to my mind. Do I agree with the Prime Minister not holding a press conference? I don't. But I'm not the Prime Minister. Never will be. I mean, even my late mother would not have voted for me. So that's another matter. Do you seriously believe every time India is made fun of, India's democracy is held up in bad light, is that a time for you to celebrate? No wonder you don't win. Every time, see, Rahul Gandhi has become like what Mamta used to be, a problem for every solution. You delight in the perniciousness of the insults that are heaped on India. Put your finger down. Put your finger down. We are not asking for bread or milk. When I finish, you can speak, depending on Navika Kumar's permission. Number three, let me tell you, everything that lady did,
I don't need your permission,
was
sir.
to my mind agenda-driven. Because she didn't ask a question, she made a statement. It was not the place to make a statement. And Prime Minister Modi has every right to disregard a question. Actually, what I was wondering was, how would Donald J. Trump have handled her? He would have handled her with conceit and rudely. The Prime Minister kept his calm and did what anyone would do, walk away with dignity and let the undignified revel in their lack of dignity.
And what, Ashwini, you have missed is the fact that an Indian journalist, out of turn probably, standing in a crowd, tried to ask a question of the Norwegian Prime Minister just half an hour before this particular joint statement. At that time, the Norwegian Prime Minister also did not answer. So you have to wait. When there are heads of states meeting, there is a protocol that is followed. Why don't you get that?
Navika ji, it's not about that one individual asking question to Modi ji. It is about the press freedom of our country. And this entire debate, you yourself has asked multiple questions about opposition, Rahul Gandhi and everyone. but you have not asked any individual a single question why our Prime Minister has not done a single press conference, whereas Manmohan Singh has done more than 100 press conferences, Rahul Gandhi has done more than 50 press conferences.
There are press conferences where I have wanted to ask questions and I have not been given a chance to answer those, to ask those questions, sir. So please, so let's not please get into it. I was the one uncovering a lot of scams. I was not given chances in those press conferences. There are press conferences and there are press conferences that there is, that, you know, Sushant sir, on many occasions, we do not get a chance. Favorites are allowed to ask questions. Am I wrong in saying that?
May I, will you permit me, sir? Ma'am?
Coming to you, sir. Sushant sir first.
I didn't get your question, Navika. Can you repeat?
I said even in press conferences, favorites are allowed to ask questions. Happened in the Manmohan Singh time. What are they talking about?
So Navika, you know, I think earlier Mr. Bharti was asking that you had an interview with the Prime Minister and look at the kind of questions these were prejudged questions or whatever was the term he used. The point is, number one, Mr. Bharti probably doesn't know how journalism works. That whenever you seek an interview with somebody, the other side will ask you, please give us a list of the questions that you will ask us. It is a standard procedure. This everybody has done all throughout, number one. Number two, even in press conferences, and Navika, you attend press conferences more than anybody else and have attended when you were a reporter, you would remember that when there were these foreign dignitaries who would come, the press would be told there will be 2 questions to the Indian press pool, 2 questions to the foreign press pool. And the questioners were pre-selected, always, whether it was in India, whether it was in the United States. Donald Trump is a different, kettle of fish or whatever is the term. Suhel will correct me on that. He's different. He loves talking to the press and making an ass of himself all the time. But that's him. But how many times do you see other world leaders go to the press and talk like what Donald Trump does? Now, so
Yes, Tama.
Exactly. And the point is that every time when you are standing in front of an international audience, those are absolutely decided. It's decided before the conference, what are the questions which are going to be asked, who will be asking those questions, and to whom those questions will be asked. Of course, then there are those impromptu questions. Again, the job of the journalist is to ask the question. The person being questioned is all within his rights. How he answers that question, whether he even answers it or not, whether he ducks it, that is part and parcel of how press conferences are handled.